like the idea of how we do some things is how we do everything. So if we with that idea, like why do you speak at a volume that where people are not everyone's hearing you, especially the people that you want to hear you? And I think that and then that becomes very obvious when you want to say no to something and for some reason people don't hear you, either because you're not saying it or you're not making it clear. And I think that that's why I thought like with you training Mariah, that would teach you something about boundaries. Because she doesn't let people, like if someone doesn't have boundaries, Mariah doesn't know them. And she'll get really aggressive towards people that are boundaryless. And she might not be doing that with you. You've probably learned, like she's learned about you and that you don't necessarily want to be jumped on and stuff. But it would be really fascinating for me to see you tell other people no. Like, because that's been challenging. It's been really refining my boundaries is when someone's like, oh, let me pet her. This is all good. It's okay. And I'm like, and even they're affirming her aggressive behavior. And for me to say, no, that's not okay. Like, no, don't pet her right now. That's why I'm wondering what that would be where I think your growth is taking place and it is continuously taking place. And I'm wondering when is it going to snap? Like when you're going to fully own that. Yeah. And I think you've gotten much better at it, but it does, and that's why I'm describing it as a hero's journey of sorts, because it seems like it is taking you time. Rather than just completely shifting quick, like in one fell swoop.
Yeah, the other thing too is I imagine that it's tied to like this sense of belonging. And someone made a comment to me the other day of like how I put myself in like collective like visions. Like it's almost like I'm too afraid to express my voice on my own, so I want to have like a stage to be put on first, and like someone to like validate that and be like, oh yeah, Melissa, like you're worthy of this, so here's your stage, instead of just me being like, I'm here, this is my stage.
Yep. That's I would say that's very normal. That the people are looking for someone of authority to say, yes, you have authority. And so if that's what you think you've been waiting for, it's good to know that so you don't have to wait for that anymore. Because that authority is probably, as much as you look for it outside yourself, you're going to really probably find it inside. Yeah. I think what's coming up for me is where did the idea, is there an idea that growth takes time? For you? So. Yeah. Where that, like, that's the idea that I would like to sweep. That belief system is supported by like I don't know how many legs. How can we sweep all those legs out at once so that you no longer think that growth takes time?
Probably just like taking like a massive act of action.
And how does that look like? What's a massive act of action look like?
Just doing the opposite of what I've always done.
And which is what? What do you mean?
Which would be probably like starting if like you were saying like the little things are the big things. It's like taking ownership of like instead of trying to build like building blocks and make sure that like my life is like set and structured and I have this like cushion and backbone to like work from, or money in a certain context.
All these different things of authority outside of you, money, security. Is that what you're referring to? Yeah, because you have all. I mean, like here you are in arguably the prime of your life. It's going to get better and better if you believe that. But here you are in the miraculous earth in your miraculous human suit with all the authority that I think anyone could ever dream of. So when are you going to realize? Like when are you going to act that way?
Now.
Okay.
Yesterday.
That laugh afterwards, though, it's like it looks like a laugh that Mariah wouldn't buy into.
Yeah, no, I do that. Yeah, now. Yeah, I would like to see that. I imagine you have been under the influence. I don't know if it's from your parents, your mom, or dad, or someone taught you. I'm imagining someone taught you that like growth takes a long time, or that for you to get what you want, there's a process of getting that to get there. That's what it seems like you've been trained and under that belief that it might. I don't know how long do you think it's going to take for you to own your authority before this conversation? Were you like on a 10-year plan or a 20-year plan? In my mind, like I don't think consciously I was on any plan. Okay. But I think somewhere it's like subconsciously, like deeply, I've been keeping myself on a plan of sorts. What comes to me is, I guess, seeing my parents and how they built a structure for our family life. Like,
my mom, she didn't go to college, so she jumped right into the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
But she was like explaining to me her process of like how her life and like her and my dad built. Like it took a few years of like saving up and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess maybe I have this idea in my head of like that I need to have like the credentials, or I have to have like all these little pieces in line in order for something to be successful, or for someone to take me seriously.
And that works. I do think that works. So like if you think it's good, if your mom and dad thought it was going to take 3 years of this process, I bet that's what it took them, 3 years of this process to happen, and that happened, because
They
that's
created it.
yeah, that's their belief, and that's their belief system is probably going to be true. Especially if they keep holding it. Now that doesn't have to be yours, or that's. I would be curious to see you realize that, like, or whatever it looks like for you to realize you have everything you need to succeed already.
Yeah.
And the thing that's putting you from a distance of that is thinking you don't. So like thinking that you maybe need one more credential, or one more authoritative figure to tell you that this is good, or one more affirmation from something outside of you. And it seems like that's what you're looking for. Maybe before this conversation, who knows? Maybe it's all happening right now. But I think that's what I'd be most curious about, to see you to see you get all your wildest dreams, to realize that they're already true.